So the TechnoLarp situation finally came to an end, as the TechnoLarp channel uploads a video saying that he will stop impersonating Technoblade after Technoblade's father told him to stop. Well, entirely not impersonating, because he obviously mentioned it many places that he's not the real Technoblade, but it wouldn't stop people from mistaking him for Technoblade. Bro, just listen to his voice, it sounds exactly like Technoblade.
Yo guys, it's me. Well, I'm TechnoLarp.
From the voice to the way he talks, it sounds so much like Technoblade. He even makes videos like Technoblade. If you show this to a kid and ask him who it is, they can't say the difference. This is the point where LARPing gets a bit serious. A lot of YouTubers are talking about it now, including Penguinz0. And if Penguinz0 makes a video on this, you know it's serious. He even had a conversation with TechnoLarp and he was justifying his doings. We will talk about the entire TechnoLarp situation, of how it started and how it ended, and how Penguinz0 played a huge role in this. This shows a morality question as well, because making money from a deceased person is kinda disturbing. Let's start from the beginning. So a LARPing trend started like a month or two ago, where people would just make a rip-off channel of OG YouTubers and add LARP in it. It started with a Markiplier LARP, and slowly there started multiple LARPing channels, like there is a LARP for Penguinz0, Mr. Beast, Jacksepticeye, and DanTDM as well. Well, most of these channels may seem like hopping on a trend or a funny rip-off, but with the specific Technoblade LARP channel, it is kind of disturbing, because Technoblade passed away like 4 years ago, whilst all of the other LARP channels are from the people who are alive. So it basically seems like you're trying to continue his legacy by being him, but you are not him. So it feels kind of weird that a random channel appears out of nowhere and starts making videos just like him, even with the same voice. It feels refreshing at first, but it just doesn't seem right, because Technoblade built a legacy, and it feels very wrong when a random guy comes and tries to continue that legacy in the same way. In the beginning, a lot of people took it very excitingly because of this trend and how he was making videos and stuff. Like, his videos were similar to Technoblade's and even his voice. It felt kind of good and refreshing, but he did not get any permission from anyone relating to Technoblade. Considering the fact that Technoblade's dad is still managing his channels and stuff, it felt like Technodad had no involvement when there was someone impersonating his son. People were still enjoying his videos until last week or so, where people started to point out that he's trying to monetize by impersonating Technoblade. And he even asked permission from Technodad, but he did not have any conclusive opinions on someone just pretending to be Technoblade. He just did not know how he felt about it, but it doesn't mean that he gave permission for TechnoLarp to continue profiting from his deceased son. Even Technoblade's friends found it weird that he was impersonating Technoblade. He was trying to be a replacement for a legendary YouTuber, and to make matters worse, he starts to collaborate with Technoblade's friends. Like, he made a video with Skeppy.
Okay, so there's this guy named TechnoLarp who is LARPing as Technoblade, and he sounds a lot like Technoblade, so I decided to call him. Oh? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Is this TechnoLarp?
This is TechnoLarp.
Yo!
I heard you wanted to play a game of sorts.
Yeah, I just wanted to play some PvP.
At this point, it just felt wrong, because he was no longer just LARPing. He was literally properly impersonating him. Because if this had continued, he would next collaborate with Dream probably, and other Minecraft creators. That too by just impersonating a deceased person. This situation went so out of hand that even Penguinz0 made a video on it. You know it's serious when Penguinz0 makes a video on this topic. Even he found it weird to making money off a deceased person.
Matt asked me if I had heard about the guy pretending to be Technoblade. And instantly I already knew what that was going to be about. A, like, LARP tuber that's doing Technoblade content, which I feel is a really weird concept in and of itself, because Technoblade passed away in 2022. It feels weird if you're trying and emulate him and in a way kind of pseudo take his place in that content and use that to get views, make money, that kind of thing. I feel like the guy's probably approaching it with good intentions, but I still find it to just be off-putting. For example, he's playing with Technoblade's friend Skeppy in a video, like, so he's actively trying to collab with Technoblade's friends while pretending to be their deceased friend. Like, that's some, like, Skinwalker type shit. Like, that just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
I mean, Skinwalker is kind of a proper representation of this situation, cause it's just weird, gang. It might not feel that weird for everyone, because obviously a lot of people have accepted it, but him being too good at LARPing is the reason why it just feels wrong, because, bro, a lot of people might think that it's Technoblade itself. It might have started as someone who wanted to pay a tribute to Technoblade's legacy, but then it started feeling as if he's trying to be a replacement to a legendary person, especially with the fact that he will gain monetary gains from the channel. The collaboration with Technoblade's friends just felt a bit too much, because at that point it just feels as if it's no longer a fan channel but rather a replacement channel, even if his intent is not to be that. This guy deliberately tried to contact Technodad, but he did not get much of a response. But then he gets a response from Technoblade's dad stating that he doesn't know how to feel about it and his decision is inconclusive of whether this guy should be doing this or not. But he took it as a yes and as if he's appreciating this LARP, which is not true, because being inconclusive is just a kind of no in this situation, as he didn't say it's okay. He keeps on saying the fact that he's not going to financially gain from this thing and any money he makes from it goes to charity. But we can't be 100% sure about it cause there is no proof, or things can be altered easily. And if he's actually a genuine Technoblade fan who just wants to do good to this world, then it's an appreciable cause, really. But if he wants to financially gain from a deceased person, it is kind of creepy. What Penguinz0 told here is absolutely correct. You can't financially gain by pretending to be someone who has already passed away. But some people were also arguing that there are other celebrity impersonators too, like some people pretend to be Michael Jackson and do his dance moves and stuff. But that equivalence is pretty wrong, because Michael Jackson is a multimedia celebrity, and also no one pretends to be Michael Jackson in this way. They might copy his look or his dance moves, but they could not impersonate his digital identity. And also, for a Michael Jackson fan, it would be kind of refreshing to see someone in his look. While still in this TechnoLarp situation, it's just someone trying to continue a deceased guy's legacy by imitating them and making it their persona.
And I've already seen, like, the cope and, like, the false equivalents where people are saying, well, what about Michael Jackson impersonators and Elvis Presley impersonators, which are very popular? I think that is a dog shit argument with fart on top. I don't even think it's worth getting into the weeds of it. There is such an obvious difference between a YouTube creator like Technoblade and fucking Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley. Like, I really don't even think it's worth yapping on that further. I think anyone that can activate some neurons should see why this really isn't a great counterpoint by any means.
He's absolutely right, bro. It's just not a great comparison. And also, some people said that even Technoblade would feel great by seeing him, but there is no way to know that. You can't just assume that he might feel great about it.
And another thing I've seen is people saying that Technoblade himself would find it entertaining and would give his blessing. And maybe, but you don't know that. Nobody knows that. So it's not fair to just write it off saying, nope, this is all good because I'm sure that he would be giggling at it too. And it feels like that's just a way for people to, like, hand wave maybe a guilty feeling that they get by watching this content, potentially. I don't know. But there's no way of knowing how he would respond to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly, bro. There's no way for you to know how he would feel about it, cause there's no generalization that if you are feeling okay about it, even Technoblade would feel it. Like, you can't just assume it, and there's only one person who could share their feelings about it, who is Technoblade's dad, who did not have an opinion on it of how he feels about it. And obviously, he did not feel very great about it.
So all you can go by is like, well, how does his father feel about it? And I think that's a very fair thing to look at because this is his son that is now being LARPed by this individual. So what does he think?
You can pause and read this response from Technoblade's dad, but mainly, he said that TechnoLarp has contacted him multiple times, but he did not know what to do about it. His response was inconclusive, and he was ruminating about the whole thing.
A totally understandable perspective here. It is a confusing and uncomfortable topic and thing to even be thinking about as a father with a son who's passed away. Like that, and especially in his case where for years now, there's been like a ton of like fucked up things people have been like doing and like sending his way. So like, yeah, it's something that he's very clearly conflicted on because as he says, on one hand, it is like very flattering to his son, like what impact his son made on so many others to such an incredible degree that someone wants to like literally try and be him and entertain through his son's style that he helped innovate and pioneer. But it goes beyond just being inspired by him to try and do content. It is literally trying to wear his skin like a fucking flesh suit, like a flesh Gundam, and be the Technoblade guy, the Technoblade LARPer. Even if he doesn't think that he's trying to be a replacement, again, by integrating himself with Technoblade's friends like that as the Technoblade LARPer, it is something that feels like it's encroaching on that territory. And I don't believe that's okay, and I think that's a very uncomfortable position for his father to be in.
Exactly, bro. It's a very hard decision for a father to say whether this is right or wrong. And then someone asked how he feels about being Techno's replacement. He said that he is not a replacement, but rather a knockoff to entertain people, and he could never be Technoblade. But obviously, when you're literally even collaborating with Techno's friends, you are no longer a fan channel, but rather a Technoblade clone who is emulating to be him. And he's literally making a career for himself by emulating a legendary person. For example, just imagine that this guy does something wrong or promotes a scam or something. Then the name of Technoblade would be attacked because people might just think that it's him. Obviously, it's just an example. We don't expect him to be doing such things, but if it ever happens, then Technoblade's image will be ruined because he is imitating him.
This is someone that is no longer with us, and now you are making a career off of impersonating them like one-to-one, integrating yourself into his community of friends as well, and integrating yourself into the family by constantly reaching out, and instead of waiting for them to give their perspective on it, whether or not you have like their blessing, like, which I think would be a very nice gesture, you instead just take their silence as just the go, 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 put your foot on the gas. Like, it just, I don't think that that's like in the good spirit of like LARP tubing. It would have been significantly better had you just been someone that was very clearly inspired by Technoblade and making your own content as your own content creator, paying homage to it and growing that way, instead of just instantly being like, no, I'm just the TechnoLarper. I'm just going to be the Technoblade guy. So if you ever need someone that can kind of sound like Technoblade and makes Technoblade content, then collab with me.
Yeah, bro, it's just wrong because you're just hurting Technoblade fans' feelings by kind of bringing back a dead person's persona. Like, let him rest in peace. He has already done so much for his fans. We definitely do not need a ripoff to bring his memories back. And the most weird part is that he got a reply from Techno's dad where he said that he doesn't know how to feel about it. And this guy literally took it as a yes and continued impersonating him. He should have taken a break or tried to reflect on the thing, because out of all the LARP channels, this is the most successful one, and he imitates Technoblade so perfectly. Whilst you can clearly see in the other LARP channels that they are just trying to bring the old school OG YouTuber videos back, because obviously the YouTubers they are LARPing have changed significantly over time. The situation resurfaced when Charlie made his video, and after that he went on a chat with TechnoLarp himself, and his responses were kind of vague and kind of indirect. Like, he wasn't responding directly, but rather he was denying that he has profited. He also has a link for charity donations, as he has told in multiple locations that he does this for charity. But the weird part was that he had a personal donation link which was supposed to go to his own bank account. So basically he wanted people to donate to him as well, whilst also donating to the charity. And he has clearly said in the past that he doesn't want any personal gain from this channel. But he also has a personal donation link which directly indicates that he would want people to donate to it. He never directly told people to donate to him, but when he adds a link in the description, it just indicates that.
In his streams, he also has a personal donation link as well, which is weird not to mention. Is that true, TechnoLarp? I haven't seen the streams. Do you have one for charity and one for yourself then? Yes, I have a personal one that I barely ever mention that people can optionally donate to. I feel like it's pretty obvious why you would barely mention that, man, considering a big part of the identity is that it was for a positive cause, which is something I highlighted too, about how I thought, and your community thought, you were donating all of this to charity. So you do have a personal donation through there as well? As TechnoLarp? I think it's pretty clear why you wouldn't mention that, because that's a very different look. The community wanted to donate to me personally, I only talked about it on stream. You don't see why that's an issue? You don't see the conflict there? I see the concerns for sure. So then why do it?
To make matters worse, he even had a sponsor code, which is basically affiliate marketing, and he would get a commission from every person going in there, and that commission would be for himself. And by the way, when he says that he would donate everything to charity, he basically means that the donations which he got to the charity link will be donated, not the money from the commission or personal donation links. When Charlie asked about this, he gave a vague reply.
I also wonder if he was paid for the sponsorship in the description for Minecraft server hosting. What? Server hosting by Prism nodes. Use code LARP at checkout for 30% off of any purchase. That's in your most recent stream. That's under your personal donation link as well. Was that a sponsorship you took as TechnoLarp? Prism node gives us free server to host LARP on if we promoted them. I made nothing from it. You have a code with them. That's affiliate marketing. You don't see anything from that? They said that I could get 20% off it each time, but declined. Said if I did, I would go to the developers of this. It would go to the developers of the server. So I'll take your word for it. But again, you don't see how that's weird? That you are now doing business as TechnoLarp? Like you keep saying that this is all just supposed to be in like good fun. They're just fun little videos to pay tribute to them. But you have a personal donation link. Your about section is entirely wrong about like the charity money, because the perception that I and everyone else had is that you are sending this money that you're making as TechnoLarp to charity, which is a positive thing. And you also are working with companies as TechnoLarp. I'll take your word for it that you didn't get paid for the affiliate marketing, that you declined it, so you did it for free to team up with them as TechnoLarp to promote them. But do you not see why that's pretty unsavory? Like, it's not... You say you see the concerns, but like it should be pretty clear that this is very different than other LARP tubers. So like, again, you saying that people are like, everyone's afraid now that I talked about TechnoLarp in a negative way, like again, that's not true. I think LARP tubing is totally fine. Yours is very, very, very clearly different.
Bro, the audacity to say that it's a very small amount that goes to his personal donation link is crazy. Because he had said it multiple times that he's not profiting from any of it. And even if it's a very small amount, you are still profiting from it. We don't know how much he's making from the donation code, and whatever he's making is not public. So he can keep all the money he makes from that. Even if he says that he didn't make any money from it, we can't take his word for it. Also, about some people saying that Techno would be okay with it, it's also misleading, because here's a screenshot of the real Technoblade when someone asked him how he feels about someone profiting from his brand, and he said that he thinks it's kinda weird, and also he doesn't approve of people selling his fan art to make money. So that point that he's okay with it is straight up invalid. And here we are still talking about the donations from his charity link, not from what he makes from this channel, because the revenue that his channel makes was still not talked about until he hit 40,000 and his channel was monetized. Then he does a community post where he asks his audience whether he should be donating 100% of the money to charity or just 25% and keep the 75% himself. And for this, most of the people said he should donate 50% and keep 50% for himself. So he took that word from his audience and decided to keep half of his channel revenue and donate half of it to charity, along with the donations from the link. But still, even keeping 50% of the revenue to himself is not appropriate to some extent, because he is literally imitating a famous person and his channel wouldn't have grown without the name Technoblade connected to it. And he made it worse when he added the personal donation link, because now it's not just from channel monetization that he is earning from, but rather from a personal donation link too. So he had an idea of making money from this, even though in multiple locations he has said that he does not want any monetary gain from this channel. And also it's kind of weird that people are donating through the charity link that he posted, because if they are real Technoblade fans, they would do a donation through Technoblade's own charity links that his father had posted, which go directly to cancer treatments. Why do people need to donate to a ripoff while you can directly donate to Technoblade's official cause? Even if TechnoLarp is donating all the money he gets from this link to the charity, there are other things like half of his channel revenue, his personal donation link, and the sponsor code as well, through which he can make money even though it is a fake persona.
Everyone, or at least I would say most people that watch your content and are defending you believe that you aren't making anything through this. You are doing this solely as a big fan and doing this to benefit a charity. And while you are benefiting a charity, 3K to charity is great, you also are financially gaining on a personal level too, which I think changes things quite a bit. At least to me it does. Because it's not something that's well known about TechnoLarp. And as you said in the stream, it's not something you talk about often. I think it's something that's pretty important to mention. Now, of course, you're not forcing it on anyone, which is good, and I'm not accusing you of doing something like that either. But when the whole narrative around what you're doing has fallen onto the defense of, yeah, but he's doing it for charity, this kind of thing, it is a different spin there, because there is a portion of it that's for charity, but you yourself are also gaining personally. I feel like you should see why that's a big deal, because you are impersonating a beloved YouTuber, and you never got permission for it. In the last video, I said the comparison would be like you are gaining a successful YouTube channel, which is a big deal, but at least you're not making money personally from it. But now, turns out you are. So it is even closer to that AI comparison, I believe, because you never got permission to do that. And in a case like this, as I think you recognize, that is important to see how the family feels, to see if they're okay with that. And you just took their silence as consent for you to continue to do this.
Okay, after this second video from Charlie, things got a little out of control, as we find out that people were doxing TechnoLarp and threatening to hurt his family and stuff, which is really a bad thing. As he made this post on his channel, the situation is getting really bad. I have been getting doxed and people have threatened to come after my family. I would make a video explaining everything that Charlie said wrong about all this, but I genuinely rather not drag the viewers into this or make it bigger than it should be. And to an extent, this guy feels like Charlie is the reason for him getting doxed and stuff, cause it happened after he made a video on this topic. Even so, this just doesn't mean that what Charlie said in this video was wrong. Everything he said had a solid point in it. And after that, we get a final response from Technoblade's father, and he finally told him to stop in this Reddit post. He said that it is okay to make art, videos, jokes, or tributes about Technoblade, and they will be appreciated and welcomed, like fan arts, cosplays, and creative work in any sense of tributing him or celebrating him. This work speaks to his heart and his fans' hearts. I have recently become aware of concerns around the YouTube channel imitating Technoblade's voice, mannerisms, looks, name, and persona. When it was first brought to me, I thought it was some one-time tribute thing and did not know what to think about it, and my honest answer was inconclusive. However, this has continued for several weeks now, and it is now clear that an identity is being built as an ongoing public persona. That is a completely different thing from a tribute. He is absolutely right over here. Like, some tributes or one-time things could be very entertaining, but when it becomes an entire personality of someone to become someone who doesn't have any take on how he feels about it, it goes too far. Many others have since reached out for my opinion. The situation is complicated by a simple truth. Despite being Technodad, I cannot speak of Alex's friends, family, and fans, who no doubt have a variety of reactions. But after careful consideration, I have reached a conclusion I can give from my own perspective as Technoblade's father and as a person Alex entrusted to look after what he left behind. I am asking for this to please stop and for the persona in question to cease. No blessing or permission for this, or for any similar persona now or in the future, has been given. So you can clearly see from this much that he does not give any permission for TechnoLarp to keep on continuing this persona. As he said, he gives no blessings or permission. And as a matter of fact, this conclusion was possible because of Charlie's videos. So huge props to Charlie for making this video so that we could have a proper answer from Technodad of what he feels about this. He continues by saying, "I encourage anyone interested in becoming a content creator to find their own voice. Show us who you are. A sincere presentation of your authentic self will always be better than an imitation of someone else. I am also asking the community to not harass anyone over this. This is not what Alex would have wanted. I do not believe there was malicious intent. This is a perfect answer for this situation. Like, it's not a good idea to be imitating someone, but rather being someone in their own skin so that people know them by their own personality rather than calling them a copy of someone. And obviously, this guy did not have any malicious intent, even though he tried to monetize it. He still did a lot for charity and stuff, and people really find him entertaining. But it would be much better if he is in his own skin rather than being someone else entirely." And I love this last line that Technodad said. Technoblade never dies. He's in his videos, right where he left himself, still making us laugh, still reaching our hearts. From Mr. Technodad. This couldn't have been said better. Technoblade literally left a legacy, and whatever he was, it was in his own videos that even his dad didn't try to imitate. because everything from Technoblade's legacy is on his own channel, and everything he was is on his channel, and if a random person comes and tries to continue his legacy, it is just empty and simply not him, no matter how perfectly he imitates his voice, or even if he makes very accurate videos like him. It's still not Technoblade. After this statement, TechnoLarp makes a final reply in this post. He says, Technodad's final answer to it all, in summary, was to stop the Technoblade persona. There will be a video out soon showing everyone what will happen to this channel. We all should respect his answer because I sure do, and honestly, I am relieved. This is also a perfect response he could have given, because obviously he was also confused about how Technodad felt about it because he said it was inconclusive and TechnoLarp thought of it as permission. But now, when he has a proper answer to it, he has finally stopped impersonating him. After that, he uploaded a video saying that he's going to stop being TechnoLarp.
So it's finally happened. Technodad gave the response. As you can see, I'm in my normal skin with my normal name, and I'll explain why. Technodad's response, it's to quit the Technoblade persona, which honestly, I'm really relieved that I even got an answer. I didn't really mind if it was yes or no. I respected any decision, right? So the answer was to stop the Technoblade persona or anything similar to it.
That is a pretty good response, even though he did not apologize for what he has done. But he actually thought it was okay to be doing it, so whatever. At least he is going to stop being this fake person, which is really appreciable. Then he continues by saying that he really can't change his voice, because it's his real voice, but he can definitely change his skin and the content he is making to more personalized stuff, rather than being a ripoff of Technoblade.
Now, I can't really change how I sound, like my voice, because it's my normal voice, but I can definitely take off the skin. I can change the name. The name of this channel is TechnoLarp at the moment, but I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna change it.
I don't know how he exactly sounds like Technoblade without any voice changers, but if it's his real voice, it's okay for him to just continue doing his content with his own style and Minecraft skin rather than LARPing. After that, he talks about the main thing, which is about people who subscribe to him because of his Technoblade persona. He told them to unsubscribe and just reminded them that he no longer carries that persona and will be making his own stuff from now on.
And one of the things that's going to be brought up is I am taking the TechnoLarp viewers and turning it into my personal gain, which I believe that to be wrong. So I wanted to say that if you guys are only here for the Technoblade persona, like the Technoblade stuff, I highly advise that you unsubscribe. I mean, it's up to the viewer at the end of the day. I won't force you to unsubscribe. I won't say you need to keep watching the content. I don't really think that's up to me. I think that if you like who I am as a person and you like the future videos that are coming out, go ahead, you can watch them. There's going to be nothing related to Technoblade in them really, other than how I sound, but again, I can't really change that, and my mannerisms are just similar.
He's right to stop LARPing and start creating his own content from now on by being himself. But it doesn't change the fact that he gained 200,000 subscribers from Technoblade and by imitating him. And for context, he started this channel just a month ago and he has already gained 200,000 subscribers. That's not a normal growth for any channel. And some people are not happy about it, because he essentially got all of those subscribers by impersonating him. Because a lot of people work their ass off for years to grow a channel, and this guy just gets all of that in just a month by impersonating someone. It just feels unfair. Even if he stops, it doesn't change the fact that he gained all those 200,000 subs from Technoblade. Then he says why he's changing his content rather than actually deleting his channel after what Technodad said.
The majority of people want to see me for who I am on this channel. I've seen countless comments just being like, okay, change your name, change your profile picture, be yourself, whatever. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what the majority of the people are saying to do. Even if there's a few guys that are like, oh, this is evil, they're not the people watching the videos, are they? And I wasn't told to delete the channel. I was told to stop the Technoblade persona, and that's what I'm doing. As much as I can, I'm just gonna be myself. I think that's important.
Yeah, this might sound like a good idea, but also Technodad didn't actually say that he can continue being himself on this channel. He basically said stop doing it, so we don't know if he said to stop continuing uploading on this channel or to actually stop impersonating Technoblade. Tell me what you guys think about it. But yeah, if he wants to continue by being himself, it's pretty good and very appreciable. After this became a huge issue, his channel was temporarily deleted for impersonation, but shortly after it just came back. It's a good thing that it came back because now he has reflected on his mistakes and is changing everything, and we should give him a chance to make his own content rather than impersonating a deceased person. That's mostly about it in this video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this situation. I'll see you in the next one.